good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to JJ's PC Builds. It's JJ here once again with y'all. And before we get started, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And that way it would help us get to 1,000, subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. If you watch the video, it would be appreciated. Watch it from beginning to end. That way, it would help out the channel, so that way we can get monetized. We are working towards monetization. This way we can grow the channel even more, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll have 100,000 subscribers or more. Hopefully a billion, a trillion, a godzillion. We're always hoping for the best. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get back to the video. I forgot. Make sure y'all got your soda and your snacks. It's not going to be a long video. It's going to be a short video, but the thing is, make sure you got them anyway, because you never know. I could get long-winded and it can turn out to be a long video. And just to let you know, I don't edit nothing. It's as is, and once I get done with this, all I do is I put little things added on to the video, like little reminders to like and subscribe, and the ending. So that's pretty much it, and then I post. I don't take nothing out of my video. You see it for what it is. I give you exactly what it is. It's real life. So you see it the way it is, you get it what it is, end of story. I'm not like everybody else to go in there and edit their video just to make themselves look good. I'm not here to look good. I'm here to be honest with you, and I'm here to tell you what the truth is. Okay? And coming out to the truth today is getting to the reason why I'm making the video is the fact of that, I hear this talk about AMD, their 7950 X3D, the 7900 X3D, which I guess the 7800 X3D will be coming out in April, something like that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Understand this. Okay, for the way it works is that, if you play certain games, they're only going to use a certain amount of cores. But what's going to happen is that Microsoft, with the Xbox game thing, it automatically will park the cores. Okay, and my bad point is why Microsoft getting involved with parking the cores? Okay, isn't that AMD's job with their software and everything else to park the cores? You would think so, but obviously not. So, my bag is this. If I spend $700 on, a processor, I want it to do 100%. This excuse that, it's because the extra cache for the X3D makes it to where the second CD parks itself, so that way there's no lag or no, taxing of games slowing down and stuff like that. Well, you know what? Then that comes back to the fact, if you want to use all the processor cores, then get the 7950X. Instead of the X3D, get the X. It don't seem to park everything. So if you get the X version, it don't seem to park anything. They don't seem to have a problem with it. Runs faster than X3D. So, if in some, not all games, but most of your games it does. It runs a little bit faster. Boom. Go to the 7950X. If you want a, least expensive one, get the non-X, get the 7950 non-X. Or like everybody's been saying, get the the 7700 non-X. Runs a little bit faster, or 7800. There's so many processors out there now, it's hard to keep track of it all. But the thing is this. If you're going to buy something top of the line, you want it to do its 100%. You don't want it to do 50% here, 50% here. Oh, they take away this from you. You just bought it and they take this away from you and this and that. Everybody thinks, they're going to give you something. Oh, because it's an X3D chip. Why is it an X3D chip if you take away half the cores? why not just take that extra chiplet, put all the cores on it, and then, have it run, the L3 cache over on that one core, and put all the cores on one, put the L3 cache on another, and be said and done, and just program it to where it'll flip-flop. But they said you can't do it because you'll end up getting game lag. Okay, well, the way I learn it is you get game lag no matter what. For you to reduce it down to 0, then you better be running an integrated graphics, running a decent processor, and then you'll get less of the lag, is because now the graphics processor chip is closer to the regular processor, and plus most of the stuff is built there, and the only real lag you get is going from the computer memory. And if you utilize the computer memory, let's say you got 32 gigs of RAM on your computer. I've said this many a times before. You can take and lock in 8 gigabytes of that 32 gigabytes, and it still won't tax the system. So, like my system here, it'll run all the way up to 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM at 3600 megahertz. So knowing that, I can do that at any time, and then lock in the iGPU at its max, 8 gigabytes of RAM, which you would consider VRAM on a discrete card. But now with the new cards, they're only running 2 CUs. So if they had 8 or 9 CUs, they would run just as good as the 5600G or the 5700G, or a little bit better, because they got more CUs. Okay, now the new one's got 2 CUs. Now the 5600G's got 7 CUs. The 5600G's got 7 CUs. The 5700G has 8 CUs, supposedly. But from what I've seen, that I'm getting 8 CUs off the 5600G, so I don't think there's much difference between the 56 to the 5700G, except for 2 cores. Now the 5600G runs 6 core 12 thread. Now the Ryzen 7 5700G runs 8 core 16 thread. So you get 2 more thread off of that. 2 more core, 4 more thread. So, simple as that. Which one would I rather run? Well, you know what? My next step up would be the Ryzen 7 5700G. That would be my next one. Instead of worrying about buying a GPU, I might just go ahead and get the processor itself, because it's cheaper and everything else, and I can try it here. I have seen a couple, reviews on the fact of it running well as doing creator work and stuff like that. Not great, but well enough for you to do the minimal creator work, as well as, doing everything on YouTube that you would like to do. Okay. There's a couple out there. Make sure you look them up, and look up the Ryzen 7 5700G. There are some good, there are some bad. There are some people that got, give you their opinion. I'm not shying you away from their opinion, but I can tell you on the Ryzen 5 5600G, which I'm running right now talking to you, as well as making a video at the same time, it runs great for me. I would love to check the 5700G into this PC, which I can do, and see how well it will run on this motherboard. If it runs well on this motherboard, then I'll stick with the 5700G. It'll probably get me 5 years. Because the stuff that I use for the graphics, that never changes. So I wouldn't have to worry too much about it, unless YouTube changed and they went to AV1, strict AV1 encoding, which ain't going to happen for the next 5 to 7 years. Maybe 10 years, who knows. So I might be on H.264 or H.265, for YouTube and get 5 or 10 more years until I decide to go up to a discrete graphics card that gives me AV1 encoding. So just to get that out of the way a little bit, just to let you know that. But the purpose of the video is this. I know everybody has their doubts about the 7950 X3D and the 7900 X3D. Okay, believe it or not, I have my reservations too. But they will have the 7800 X3D coming out, which I think is 6-core 12-thread. Unless they made it 8-core 16-thread. I think it's 6-core 12-thread. Okay, but it'll be coming out, and it's got one chiplet that has the L3 cache stacked upon it and everything else. It doesn't have the second chiplet, but to me, I think that's better because it's a lower price, and that's the one I want to see what it's going to cost. And if it's going to be cheaper than the 7950 X3D, then that might be a chiplet I might go for, because it runs only it keeps it well below 100 watts for that processor. So with keeping that in mind, okay, the processor I'm on right now doesn't run me. It runs me with the integrated graphics at a total about 87 watts. It says 65, but it can go up to about 104. Depends on how you got it set up and everything else. But the most I've ever had this up to was 87 watts. That's the maximum I've ever pushed this to. So I have not had that kind of problem and everything else like everybody else is having. I don't have discrete graphics card issues or anything else because I'm not running a discrete graphics card. I'm running integrated graphics. They do me just as good as well as what everybody else is doing. I mean, I can run up to 4K video on these integrated graphics. I mean, it's not like it can't. Now, believe it or not, it might be a little bit laggier if I run up to 4K on it. So I stay in between the 1080p. Maybe 1440p might be okay. But, for me to run 4K on this, I'm not running 4K on this. Not unless I use a better, move myself up into the world on a better integrated graphics. But you never know. Could come sooner, could come later. You never know. But anyway, like again, this is your first time here. Make sure you subscribe. Would help out the channel, would help us get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You watch the videos from beginning to end. Would help out the channel and help the channel grow. We're not asking anybody, it doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe. So if you like the contents of the videos, please subscribe. And if you really like the content, then tell your friends to subscribe. It would help us out and, just grow the community and make it, because we're all family here, just to let you know, and there's nothing said and done about it. We don't have any hassles or anything else. We keep everything, on the key. We're doing just great here. Also, make sure y'all on Thursdays, I'm not sure what time I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to tell you to keep an eye out from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. on Thursdays. Somewhere in between there, I will jump on and make sure you're ready, because then we're going to go live. But on Saturdays, make sure y'all keep an eye out for Graphics Card Nightmares. They're going to be coming out on Saturdays like usual. They might come out a little bit early or a little bit later. You never know. Depends on the timing that I can do it and have it all set up and ready for you. And there we go. But I'm just going to say on the next time and the next video. Oh, no. Before we do that, no, hold on. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. New subscribers, welcome to the JJ's PC Builds family. And I'm sure y'all can greet. And y'all remember too, we do have a community page. You can, if you want to communicate through the community page, it should not be locked. If you have any problems with it being locked, let me know and I'll see what I can do to get everybody on the community page here, right here on this one. Okay, so that way y'all aren't stuck doing, commenting on the videos or anything else. You can comment on the videos, I'll watch it there, but also too, I watch it on the community page as well. You can take and, leave messages on the community page. That's good too. But whatever's easiest for you, either comment on the videos or you can leave it on the community page. But anyway, now until the next time in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.